Good evening, guys. This will be the Troopers down in Nashville. I've really only seen the Corps a few times, maybe twice, just because I think of the shows I've been able to catch. Look forward to seeing your performance. I know you're in that mix. Probably in the lower 80s plus, I guess, at this point.
Drum majors, Simon Beltran.
Something like that.
Vittoria Pagliardini, Ritika Devasa-Gamani, Susanna Wilkinson, and Addison Wood. Is your Corps ready?
As I mentioned on the preview, I might wander a bit. Not speak so much about
their 2025
the
program,
obvious.
The Final Sunset. Drum Corps International is proud to present
I'm not
the Troopers.
too sure, but just in case I do that. Final Sunset. See the various props. It's an interesting choice to begin with percussion. And it's not like they're throwing down or anything, it's more mood setting. It does feel like it takes a while, if you're asking. Maybe you're not. Yeah, it takes a good while to get there. I mean, I would ask the question in retrospect, what would have happened if you just started here? I mean, there was no storytelling, or if there was, I missed it. So it was more to get people to position. I don't know. Big fanfare to open now. And certainly with the Mysterioso chords, etc. Now the story starts to perhaps become somewhat apparent before we go to the big chord. Interesting choice, why not changing the chord. I think you wanted to stay, obviously, you wanted to stay where you were. I felt so much like we wanted to kind of push the crowd to respond there. Percussion a little overbearing, at least with the mics and what I can hear in terms of all the 16th notes and how they laid against the brass. All the gymnastics, as I call them, the brass gymnastics, okay. I got a sense that those days are, I mean, you almost have to figure out how to make it a part of the program and not just as something you have to show. Which is what it feels like these days. Not for everyone, but a lot of us. Yeah, fill to percussion is fine, visually not addressed whatsoever. That kind of concerns me. Being a drummer, I look that way, but there was nothing to attract my attention. Just use of the field and writing to the musical line, I think, is the question. Sorry. Up the front, up the 50-yard line rather. Nice little idea there with the lower brass and the color guard. Gymnastics again. Okay, good. If you're going to go up the octave like that, trumpet, you have to hit it. You have to. If you're not sure, I would suggest to whoever makes those decisions, don't do it. Because you turn what you hoped was a positive, and I don't know that it is. It wouldn't be for me. but that's me. But I do think it's a negative when it doesn't turn out. So it's a gamble. Okay, follow the leader. Yeah, the drill at this point seems to be visual for minus these folks up front, mellophones. We're about ready to lay some sustains on. Anyway, it's like drill design for the sake of drill design. It's not addressing something that I want to look at visually, or something or I should say that you want me to look at visually. It's not to bring my attention to the color guard. It's not to bring my attention to anything. It's just a big 80-yard quasi follow the leader that takes a bit of time. So it's a little bit of a concern from a coordination standpoint for me. How you generate effect is not the effect, it's how you get there. And whether you're visually communicating that something's about to happen, that's what really works. Obviously a change in mood here to the ballad, lyrical piece. See the soloist doing a nice job, baritone. I'm on the high camera, so let's see what I see. Use of the body with the other brass players. Kind of a mandate in this day and age. Scatter, free form to get to that form. Not crazy about that. I'm watching the young ladies in the yellow. Different colors come in from all angles. Big sound, good. And toss. Catch before the release and then get down to the ground, okay? Your call. Run away. It does clear the field quickly, I'll give you that one. Seems pretty barren out there with this battery and actually not even a color guard. They're kind of making their way out there. Still making their way out there. Here come the brass players running back. Yeah. I mean, that just, it's hard to not feel that that's constructed for the purpose of getting everything off the field. Again, not a whole lot of movement, gymnastics. Someone's doing all the movement here on the 50, 48. I think you can tell by the reaction of the crowd, you're not generating moments. You're not creating moments that generate applause. Not all the time. Now, not everyone can do it all the time, and that's a trade-off, and that's an idea. Now, I've not seen this before. Now, this is, I think, we're turning into the last sunset here. This kind of characterization here as he makes his way back, drops to the ground there on the front hash. Hard to see that, especially with a color guard person. Well, a color guard person is intended to be there, I guess. It's the only one with a rifle. But it does seem like almost immaterial to the moment when in fact it is the moment, right? Okay, we all wrap around so that we can get ourselves into. I do love the last quasi sunburst. If that was intended to be that at some level. As an old Trooper fan from 1971, I used to lay on the ground and lose my mind when the Troopers did the sunburst at Dallas, Texas at the VFW. I love that. But I'm probably one of the few who laid on the ground and listened to the 1971 Troopers on their parents' console stereo every night. We had the casket. Okay, now the whole, the last sunset all kind of makes some sense here. I really didn't get it the first time I saw this. And I don't know if we had the casket right out of the gate. We might have. I will say this, and this is, I'm nitpicking. It seems a little bit odd that we have to adjust the movement of the casket to get around the form right there. It almost feels like the casket idea came up after the drill was written, and then we had to make an adjustment to kind of, or maybe you had it sitting on dead on the 50 or something, and then you had to make the move to get it back further so you could see what was happening. It does seem a little forced, just a little bit. If anybody else says that, you might want to take a look at it. There's a lot of things I say that no one will ever say. I've learned that. This feels like an addition also. Nice little idea, just with the vocal. Good. Is this a beautiful chart with the addition of the voice? Color guards at the back. I just saw that. Somehow I missed that.
The Troopers, in name and appearance, are what America was. The young men and women under the Trooper banner are what America is.
Under the direction of Mary Durkop from Casper, Wyoming, the Troopers.
I don't know if I call that political. I'm not sure what I call the last statement. I don't know that you needed that. That would be me. Now you have me thinking, like, is that necessary? Was that what would be my word? I don't know. Self-serving somehow, maybe. If you could have just left with our guy down and out, and a beautiful little addition I think we had on there. Maybe another way, maybe not bringing it all back to you. Maybe. Could be. I don't know. That's my thought. Good drum corps. You guys have come a long way. For those people that have been around for a few years, congrats on all of that. Congrats for what you've done this year. Clearly still making adjustments and changes and fixes. I think some of the things that I consider to be an issue from a construction standpoint are not going to change. Performance is the name of the game, from here on out. What I would do back in the day, what we would do back in the day is that pretty shortly we start looking at the things that work, the things that don't work. How do we eliminate exposures in an easy but unnoticed fashion? You know, and then start to kind of really dig in and get our performance levels to the point where we can't be denied whatever we're looking for. And that's it. So I appreciate you guys, and all my best. If I could shut this off.